Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this lecture, let us go through the concept of inheritance, guys. Okay, so in our last lecture, we discussed about a structured type, right? So few students might be confused between structured types and inheritance, guys. So these two are the common things which most of the students will be confused sometimes. Okay, so the thing that you should remember is structured type is almost like a class, guys. Okay, so whatever is inside it, you can use it. Okay, so if you take a small example, here is a small example which we discussed in our last lecture itself. Okay, so here we created a structured type name with the two fields inside it, first name and last name. Okay, so wherever we want we can use it. So in this way, name, so this particular name will be having two interior parts like that. Okay, so in that way we can use it, guys. Whereas in inheritance in simple words you can say inheritance is nothing but getting some properties and you can add extra properties. Okay, so assume that here are some details. So the same example I'll be taking which is given here, guys. So assume that every human being or every person, what they will be having, guys, they will be having a particular name, okay, and address, right? Every human being or every person will be having these details, right? Yes. So what are the additional features that some others will be having? So if you consider student, he will be having all these and he will be having his degree, like what he is doing, and his department, in which department he is doing. Similarly, if you take a student, or sorry, if you take a teacher, he will be having his salary along with these things. Salary, he will be having his own department. Okay, so similarly if you take your parents or your or some job holders, so even they will be having their job, their age and all those things. Like, so basically every human will be having age. So there are some properties which are common for everyone. Instead of writing them multiple times, we'll be writing or defining them once, and we will be inheriting them to the other small modules, guys, so that the repetition of code or redefining them multiple times will be reduced. Okay, so once you are going through the example, you'll be getting a clear idea, guys. Don't worry about anything. Okay, okay, suppose that we are following a type person. So person is a type which we are using here. So each and every person is having a name and address. Okay, so using inheritance, so in this way you'll be inheriting, guys. So here we are creating a type student under person. So basically under person indicates that whatever is inside person will be inherited here. Okay, so along with the name and address, we are giving some more additional fields, degree and department. So basically these fields cannot be given in a structured type, guys. Okay, so we discussed about structured types, right? So in that you cannot include these things. Only in inheritance you can add some kind of additional features based on your requirement. So here we added degree and department for student as he is a student. Similarly here we added salary and department for the teacher. Okay, yes. So basically you can use overriding functions and methods to override them as per your requirement. Okay, yes. So this is the type inheritance, guys. So basically that is normal inheritance. So now let us go through multi-type inheritance. Okay, so if you observe this carefully, only you will be getting a clear idea, guys, about what it will be discussing. Okay, so by just observing the name itself, you can say multiple type inheritance. So basically here you are taking the inheritance from multiple classes. In simple you can say. Okay, okay, so this was not supported in the versions of SQL 1999 and SQL 2003. It is not supported, guys. So if you take a small example, so assume that you are writing the teaching assistants, like the relation between the students and the teachers, like who is the taking care of use. Like in most colleges you will be having mentors and all those things, right? So basically a batch of students will be connected with a particular faculty and mentoring and all those things will be taking place, right? So in the same way here we are assuming that teaching assistant. Okay, so teaching assistant will be a combination of, assume that the details of the student and teacher should be included there. Okay, so in that situation you need to collect the details, or you need to inherit both the details, right? So both the types. So here create a type teacher assistant under student and comma teacher. So basically these two, all the fields inside them are indirectly imported or inherited into teaching assistant. Okay, okay, So this is a simple example, but sometimes there is a high chance that both the tables might have same names, like column names, right? Yes. So in that situation, it is better to rename them, guys. So to avoid concurrency, we will be renaming them. So create a type teaching assistant under student with department as a student underscore department. So if you recall the example, in both the cases we are having department. So whenever you are trying to get both the details or combine both the details, there could be a high chance of collision. So that is the reason why we are updating the name from department to student department and department to teacher department based on their thing. Okay, so this process is nothing but aliasing, guys. So giving some nicknames, you can say. Okay. Okay, so now let us go through how you can make it happen in the tables. Okay. Okay, so basically tables created from subsystems can further be specified as a subtables. Okay, so the syntaxes will be in this way, guys. Create a table people of person. Okay, so create a student of a student under people. Okay, so create a table teacher of teacher under people. Okay, so in this way you will be inheriting the details of the person. I hope everyone got a clear idea. Okay. Okay, so but the only thing that you should remember is whenever you are inheriting things and whenever you are extracting things from a particular table, assume that a particular details are inherited into two tables, guys. Okay, so assume that you want to edit there's a particular details of some particular student and teacher. Okay, some particular teacher. So if you do any kind of changes here, it could affect there, or if you do any kind of changes here, it could affect there. So basically there is a high chance that some other things can also be affected if you edit something. Okay, so tuples added to sub tables are automatically visible to query on the super table. Query on people also sees a student teacher. So basically if you do queries on people, the results might be from both student and teacher. So these kind of things. So similarly update or delete on people also result in update or delete in the subtables. So if you do any operations on the super table, the subtables will be affected on that. Okay, so to override this behavior we use only peoples in queries. So basically to resolve these kind of issues or to make sure that everything is working fine, always we use queries on override it first and then we use queries on people directly. Okay. Okay, so basically, but for a fun fact, this multiple inheritance that we discussed previously, like here we discussed, right? So from two we are taking one thing by changing names and all those things, right? So basically it is not supported till yet, guys. So conceptually multiple inheritance is possible with tables but not supported in SQL currently. Okay. Okay, so I hope everyone got some basic idea about inheritance and type inheritance and multi-type inheritance and table inheritance. So in the next lecture, let us go through some more complex data types like arrays, multi-sets, etc. Okay, so let us meet in the next lecture. Thank you. Thanks for watching.